Okay, start.
So, hallo, ich stehe hier neben Steve Rubel. Steve Rubel ist einer der Keynote-Speaker heute auf der Next08 und er ist der Blogosphäre in Deutschland hinreichend bekannt, wer sich damit beschäftigt, einer der Top 5 Blogger in der Welt mit Micro-Persuasion und nebenbei noch Senior Vice President of Edelman. So, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
First time for me.
Okay.
And yeah, let's start. So yesterday we met first at the blogger meeting, and we were wondering, and we wrote some posts about that topic. What is the next big thing? So last year we had the communities and we had the social networks and the power of it. It will still have power, of course.
Right.
But what is the next big thing which can be monetized?
Well, that's always an interesting question. If I knew that answer, I would be making a lot more money than I make now. But I don't have all that answer. All I can do is really guess, like all of us can. And so what I kind of see happening is that, first of all, I think that a lot of us have reached a point where we're maxed out on the number of places that we can visit online and the number of things that we can do. I mean, I don't know how many social networks you're in. It's probably
3 or
50.
No, not even.
Okay.
No, I can talk about that later. Yeah.
Okay, but and so for me, it's I've tried a lot of things, but I'm involved with maybe 4 or 5 actively. Right. And so I think what's happening is that there's going to be a need for services that aggregate everything, and then I think there's a need for really things that are simpler to bring the rest of the world into this, because it's still very complicated for a lot of people.
Yeah, it is. You talked about me being in 50 social networks. Actually, I'm not able to do that because I tend to suffer from a bad signal-to-noise ratio.
Well, everyone does.
And how do you do that? Filter your information. And what is your technique?
Well,
to get what
I have
you need?
I have a few techniques. One technique I have is to make choices.
Okay.
So as much as I love Twitter and I spend time on Twitter and I'm active in Twitter, I don't read the Twitter tweets unless I'm logged into the site. I read every reply back to me. I do. I have to. But
do you have any quantification?
No, I always
per minute.
No, any reply back to me I read.
Yeah.
But in terms of reading my friends' tweets and my colleagues' tweets, I just decided about 2 months ago that I just couldn't, because I had to make choices in where I consume information. Because there's an attention crash in the world right now, and we're all suffering from it. And so I think we have to really make choices on where we invest time. So I spend less time on Twitter. I think it has tremendous value. I just think it's where I choose to spend time. But instead I put more energy into my RSS feeds, because it's a big part of what I need to do to do my job.
Actually, that's what I do as well. I get a little bit more content at the end as well.
Right.
I was wondering, Germany is quite, viewed to the whole world, is quite a small market. We have our language barriers, and what do the Americans? How are they aware of Germany and the digital reputation of Germany? Are there any special technologies, innovation push that are recognized overseas?
Yeah, I think that the United States, a lot of us are very kind of have our heads down in everything in the United States, and we kind of forget that there's more in the world out there, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of us are not really aware of what happens in Germany on a macro level, other than perhaps like the iPhone launching in Germany. But there are some. I think that the bloggers who blog in English from Germany have the best shot to really influence us overseas, because we just don't know German. And so there's Philip Lenson, who writes Google Blogoscope. He's an example of how you can really pick an interest, a topic that Americans have a lot of interest in, write it well, but do it in English to succeed.
Tim does it. Yep. Tim, thank you for taking this video. Last question. You are going to have a keynote here. What is the topic and what is the essential?
Sure. Well, what I'm going to talk about is the big trends that we see shaping the digital future. What I've done is I've grouped them into 3 different boxes. One box is called faint signals. They're things that are kind of here and now that we think are happening. We can bank on today's business models around. The second group is a watch list of things that we're looking out for and seeing what, if they materialize. And the third group is called hallucinations, which are things that are really out there that we don't think, we're not sure if they will materialize or not, but we think all these are going to impact media, marketing, and technology over the coming years. So that's the gist of my talk today.
Okay.
And it should be up online later.
Okay, let's keep in touch.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks.
Bye.